When you think of some of the smartest people throughout history, who comes to mind? Einstein? Isaac Newton? Maybe even Da Vinci? Sure, they've had important contributions to their respective fields, but they're all dead now, so who cares? It's time to make room and acknowledge the new geniuses of our generation. These are some of the most influential individuals that will no doubt have chapters written about them in history textbooks. The people I'm talking about are, of course, anime reviewers. Since I've been rewatching the Aincrad Arc with one of my friends, I figured I would check out the reviews to see what the big brain users over at MyAnimeList had to say about the series. Just a quick warning, if you haven't watched SAO yet, this video will contain spoilers about the series. It is probably the greatest and most famous love story after Titanic. The Romeo and Juliet of the anime world. It's a still better love story than Twilight. I am sure we all know which anime I am talking about. Dear readers, give it up for the one and only Sword Art Online. Nowadays, there will always be that one idiot anime fan who will come up to you and start a shitstorm of a conversation by saying the following words. Hey there buddy, have you seen Sword Art Online? This type of a comment is usually answered as followed. Are you a fucking weeb? And thus, a new shitstorm was born into this world, creating yet another argument over the critically acclaimed Sword Art Online. OMG, Sword Art Online is my favorite anime of all time. OMG, so good. Story, 10 out of 10. Art, 10 out of 10. Sound, 10 out of 10. Character, 10 out of 10. Enjoyment, 10 out of 10. Overall, 10 out of 10. I'm going to say it as short as possible. Masterpiece. Sword Art Online is arguably the best anime of all time. I know many people wouldn't agree with this, but this anime cannot be matched by anything but itself. It's so amazing that I cry tears every time I watch this anime. Give it a try. You will enjoy it 100%. I love its system so much, I just smile when I think about it. You should try it, brother. The art and sound design is great, its story is jaw-dropping, and the characters are to die for. Overall, my enjoyment is 10. I think it's sad that everyone hates this anime. I believe everyone here has shitty opinions. Your views are basically just what the anime YouTubers believe. Get your own opinions, bruv. If you don't agree with my review, fight me. So this review almost gave me a stroke the first time I read it. It's so bad, man. Even it sucks my balls. As a wise man once said, SAO is for gay people. Yes, I've watched it, but didn't turn into gay, so I'm very happy. As I'm continuing to write my polite review, I've seen some racist scenes. It's very bad and very, very gay bad. My black uncle was watching SAO with me and said it's pretty good, so I beated him in a pillow fight. So the music was tragic, my ears were bleeding, so I had to get a surgery in my ear. That repeats twice over, you get the point. One word. Wow. And hot chick heaven, you won't see another show like Sword Art Online. Kirito plays a lot of games which is relatable for a lot of viewers and especially me, but it doesn't stop innovating there. No, SAO won't settle as the show of a year, it's the show of a lifetime. The complex character relationships and interactions leave you thinking introspectively about motivations, goals, and the psychology of not only Kirito and his group of female companions, but also his many enemies and adversaries. Every challenge that he's presented with is overcome with a cleverness instead of brute force power, like in so many other popular anime. Kirito has nothing handed to him in life, which again, I and presumably some other people can relate to. If the enemies have swords to hurt him with, Kirito thinks to level up his passive health regeneration to the point that their strike do nothing to him. Bravo writers, we did not see that coming. Asuna and her breast also star, and she's an incredible fighter but often has to be rescued, which is okay with me because I like helpless women. Ayo. Every turn I was surprised, it's really unlike anything else nowadays. I love the golden age of anime. 10 out of 10. Sword Art porn line must be synonymous with a big steaming pile of shit. But why? For simple reasons, the protagonist is sexually deranged. He never misses a beat when it comes to sexually assault everything and wet his boxers. He must pack a lot in his fat sack. Yo. Because the boy exchanges his virginity for the chance of gaining online clout. The premise starts so well that the anime is almost convincing. We've established an opposition that underlines the tragic touches the story would have supposedly taken, but we quickly lose the plot and end up with stories that have nothing to do with the rest, but also a Kirito who isn't above sticking his dick inside everyone, even if his situation is dire. Alright bro, I'm not saying this show is shit, I'm just saying it's straight ass. It's shit, right? It's shit. The show is like watching someone try their best but are still really shit at what they are doing. Would rather shit on my hands and clap. SAO is overhyped and garbage, no plot, and Kirito is a fucking retard. Fuck you, Kirito. This is one of the most abhorrent shows I've ever watched. This is the epitome of awful writing and catering to anime fans, by which I mean there's a main character, Kirito, who always wins, barely faces any long-lasting tribulations, and always thinks completely rationally. I think this is why the anime is so popular. I can imagine someone watching themselves thinking Kirito's so cool for teleporting to this magic world and ruling at everything. If it does make people feel better about themselves, good. It worked. But it's still a pandering piece of shit. The actual contents of the anime hit pretty much all of the checkmarks for a quirky little anime, and there are a million better shows to watch. I would only recommend if you're an anime historian who needs to see this for researching autism. Putrid bile. Filth. Abomination. Almost a straight up garbo show. How can anyone even think this is anything beyond the 6 blows my mind. Sword Art Online is a terrible, childish, fanfiction level show that has been hyped to death and given mass high scores that it simply does not deserve. But there's probably a good reason for that, and that is its setting. It seems if you want to earn big cash while putting out a dreadful show, choosing to go with an MMO gaming style theme is the way to go. Alright, if I'm being completely honest, this next one is just a fucking nightmare. My favorite part of this anime was the incest part. Without that part, my depression would not have gone away. I also wish I could lick Azuna's face. I would sell one of my wives for Azuna. Ooh woo. I want to sell my children too, but they are too ugly. The rest of the anime was not that great. Kirito is not a good husband for Azuna. I hope that by writing this review, my social credit score will go up. Please help me. My lineage depends on it. I cannot disappoint my grandma. She is really good at martial arts. She learned it to take revenge on the clan that killed her dog. Yours forever, Bill. Yo, Bill? Get help, man. Every other review stinks. This used to be one of my favorite animes, but I agree with pretty much every other review. I'm not sure if I like the anime as much anymore. I still like it and remember my time watching it pretty fondly. Those reviews just sort of pushed down my rating because it opened me to the truth. Don't get me wrong, it was still good. By the way, if you were wondering what my rating of the show is, it's an 8.